This is John McQuay with 8541 Tactical, and we're here at the 2022 Shooting, Hunting, and Outdoor Trade Show in the Holosun booth with Adam. And Adam's going to talk to us a little bit about their new optics that are coming up. Adam?
Yeah, so first off, thanks for coming into the booth. It's great to have 8541 Tactical here in the booth with us.
Thank you.
And so we'll run through our new SHOT Show 2022 offerings. So the first thing, and obviously this is the most technology packed in a single optic, I'm super excited for it, is the SCS. So this guy right here is called our solar charging sight, or SCS for short. This has some great features. The biggest one being there's no external battery in this optic. So you're not loading in a 2032 or a 1632. There's a in-body design battery that will charge using the solar panel in the rear here and keep that battery fully charged. Now, even if you are in a cave because you're a vampire and you're not doing anything in the light, this thing will still offer 20,000 hours of battery life with a full charge. It'll obviously slowly use that charge over time, but anytime it sees daylight or if it sees incandescent light, it'll keep charging again. And the cool thing is our emitters are so efficient that this actually charges faster than the battery is used from the emitter. So that's a great feature from us, great option. Now, the other cool thing is these are directly cut for the gun you have or you're going to buy. So if you have a Glock 19, IWI Masada, VP9, you're going to buy that version of this optic. It directly mounts to that without any plates. Okay. And what it does allow is your rear iron sight, or sorry, your iron sights in general, to be used through the optic, which is a great thing. So you're not going to have to worry about buying suppressorite sights or other things. The other really cool feature is there's only one button on this optic. It's this little white spot right here. That allows two functions. The first function is to change the reticle through our multiple reticle system. The second feature, or second option, is to disable the optic in like a deep sleep mode. Now, because there's no other buttons, there's no increase or decrease brightness. So what we've done is we've taken a huge step forward in some of the technology, and we now have multiple ambient light sensors. So one of which reads where the optic's at, another one reads ahead of the optic where you're aiming at. And so what that allows is it takes that information, puts it together, and says, hey, where you're at might be dark, but where you're aiming is super bright. Increase the brightness. And so it actually allows that to almost integrate flawlessly. It really does allow it to integrate flawlessly. And we saw yesterday at like range day where people are like, oh, there's no way this is gonna work, no way. And they shot it and they're like, oh my gosh, like this was just a flawless transition from light to dark and everything else.
That's pretty amazing because so far, I pretty much recommend on just about any optic out there that you not use the automatic brightness feature, because when you're using it in a low light situation with a weapon light, most of the optics look above you to determine what the reticle setting should be. And when you're shining a weapon light forward, you wash out the reticle.
Right.
So this actually accounts for that and looks and says, hey, there's bright light in front of me. I need to ramp the brightness up.
Yeah, so it's going to account for that for you, which is a huge advancement forward that nobody else is doing. The other really cool thing with this optic specifically is that if you survive the zombie apocalypse and somehow you manage to actually drain this entire battery so many times that it actually kills it, I will of course survive the zombie apocalypse, so will John. You can come find me at the Holosun shop. We'll replace the battery because it is manufacturer serviceable. Get a new one in there and you go back to fighting zombies in no time. So that's the SCS, the solar charging sight.
And this, for Glock users, this would drop directly into the MOS cut where the plate is with no plate at all.
Exactly, which is awesome because I don't think any of us really like plates. They're great because they allow us all these options, but they cause problems. As we mentioned,
definitely
screw size, right? It's it's one of those things. The next thing we have is, and this is for size comparison. This is a 509 that everyone knows and loves. This is the EPS, one of our new optics, and the EPS carry. So the EPS carry here is the little brother of the 509, and this is for single stack guns. It comes cut for the 407K and the 507K optic cut. It has a 6 MOA dot, but you still get all the features you love of the 509, which is the solar panels, the larger buttons on the side, not to mention the side-mounted battery. The other cool feature of this one is like the 407K and 507K, this has a built-in rear sight right into it. So you can take your sight out, maybe it doesn't fit, things of that nature. So that's a great little option there. The EPS is a bigger version of the EPS carry, so maybe you want a little bit bigger window than this. You can opt for this, still with the 407K and 507K cut, but it's now you have a bigger window for your viewing pleasure. And then obviously, like I said, the 509, just for a good size comparison so your users can see, your viewers can see kind of what those look like across the board.
All right, so I can take my Glock right now, my 43X that has the 507K on it, just pull that K off and this guy or the larger window will mount right in there
Yes.
So, very nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And going from closed emitters, we can jump to the rifle closed emitter because I'm a huge closed emitter fan. I love it. So our new rifle offering is this guy right here, and this is the Ames Core. So everyone knows everyone has seen or has probably got to view the Ames. What we did is there was some thought of, what could we do to bring this to a wider market? So what we did is we took out some of the optional things out of the system and brought the price point down for more users to have access to it. So a couple of features that are no longer with this one, but currently with the Ames itself, is there's no solar failsafe built in.
Okay.
There's no longer any flip caps on this one for the core, and then there's only a 2 MOA dot. There's not the multiple reticle system. But through doing that, we were able to significantly reduce the price, and therefore bring this optic to a larger market. And to give a comparison, this is the Ames right here, the Ames that we all know and love. And so again, you have your flip caps here like that, both front and rear. You do have your solar panel up on top, and then this one does have the multiple reticle system. So really the exact same optic, but just a little bit different to bring that price point down and make it a better offering to everybody else.
Really nice. And they do come out of the box ready to mount on an AR and also have a lower mounting option for AK pattern guns.
Yeah, I love my AKs. I shoot an IWI Galil, but I love my AK homies. And one thing for them is bring this to them, so there's a lower mount option as well. And you'll probably see more mounts made by other companies as this continues to storm the market.
Okay. All right, and we've got two other pistol-mounted options here, don't we?
Yeah, so this is the PID. This is what we call the positive identification device.
Okay.
It's our newest white light offering from Holosun. Now the cool thing is with this one, you have two different options when it comes to the battery. The typical expectation for most people is you're going to unscrew where the actual light is at, and the battery will come out. What we did though is we have an 18350 battery in here, rechargeable, and yes, you can take it out that way if you want, or you can flip it over, open up this, and actually charge it via a USB-C cable.
Okay.
So the big thing for that, I know I'm probably not the only one here. Oops, I'm probably the only one here. But the last thing I want to do is take these batteries out and have a separate charger if it's a rechargeable. This way I can just use a $3 USB-C cable, plug it in, and let it charge. This is a 500 lumen and 1000 lumen light, and you can cycle through those options by holding both the pressure pads together, and it'll go from 500 to 1000, from 1000 back to 500. So this is a great little offering from Holosun. I think it's really going to take the market, and I'm looking forward to what people think of it as they get out in the real world and use it.
It's really cool that you guys designed it so that the end user can remove that rechargeable battery instead of making it a sealed unit. Because you go to low light training, you may be out on the range deck for several hours. It's really easy to burn up the charge that you've got in your light, and then you kind of run into a problem if you've got to wait 30, 40 minutes, a couple hours for your light to charge back up. It's a whole lot nicer to know going into that system that you can have a couple of rechargeables ready to go and swap them in.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that, you and I had, is with some of the IWI classes I do, when you start doing low light and that light goes out, and some lights are only rechargeable, you just paid $1,000 to go to a class, and while everybody else is having fun doing shoot houses and stuff, you're sitting there with your light attached to a little dongle thing trying to hope it charges. With this one, you have the option to take that battery out, throw a new one in, and keep on running and gunning.
All right, very cool.
So that's the PID. And then right here, we have our newest option here along with the PID, and that is a rail mounted laser, so the RML. And so this has two pressure switches, one on each side. It mounts your pistol just like this. And it's a red or green laser, but super compact, and the expected durability you see from Holosun and you expect from Holosun, you're gonna have this in this super small compact package for a rail mounted laser.
Okay, and what are the different fits for this? Is it Picatinny / Glock rail, or? Yeah,
so we actually have a little system in here, this little plate, and it has a plate for darn near everything you can imagine. Okay. And that way you can also change where it interlocks with the rail, so you can move it back or forward based on the gun and how it fits. So there's a lot of great options to make sure this fits for you.
Okay, very nice. All right. Well, it looks like you got some really exciting products that are coming out. And when should these be available on the market?
Yeah, so we're hoping end of Q1, beginning of Q2. Obviously, with the world what's in right now and the supply chain issues, hopefully Q1, Q2, but end of Q1, beginning of Q2.
All right. All right. Well, thanks a lot for taking us through all the different products. Looking forward to getting them out and seeing how they work out in the field.
All right. Thanks, John.
Thank you.